We're back here on Riffing It Up with our legendary guest on our third count, the one and only Mike Chioda. Mike Chioda.
What's up,
Um,
man?
what's up? All right, I got a question for you now. Me and our good pal, we know Mike Romeo. He was we were talking to him, we were chatting about this, and my daughter even brought this up recently that she remembers you because you were the referee that took forever for the cash in for what was her
Carmella.
name?
Carmella.
Carmela. That's
Carmella.
right. So I forget she goes by different. She goes by her real name now. So, um, but I told my daughter this, and I said, "Yeah, but he was just doing exactly what I'm sure he was told to do." And I actually love that cash in because it was great. You go back and forth. You're like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" Like, tell me, like, was that on the fly? Was that something that y'all talked about beforehand,
No, it
or was
was
Vince in your ear telling you to do it right there?
yeah, that's a good one, man. That's one of my favorite cash-ins too, man. It's like gotta be
Yeah.
top three. And I did pretty much a lot of them. But yeah, that day Michael Hayes gave me to go. He was like, "Hey, listen, fuck with her a little bit." And he said, like just take your time with it a little bit. And and he continues, he loved it because like he loved it, like I was taking my time. And then I walked over, I kind of just walked over and walked back. And he was like, "Oh my God, that's fucking great. That's great. Kyoto keeps out. Yeah, fuck yeah, keep fucking with her." And I'm like, like, all right, and he kind of gave me a little bit.
God.
He loved when I stepped to the ropes and then came back and I went, "Are you sure you
Right
want
back.
to do
Yeah.
that?" And he was
It
like,
was great.
"Fucking that's great." That wasn't planned there, but he did tell me to prolong it a little bit. So, and I kept, and I said to myself, "Well, I can't stand here too long, like at the same spot." So I'm like, "Let me just go walk over and then I'll come right back and I'll fucking," and he loved it. He popped huge. So they kept saying, "Oh, fucking do sell, just keep selling that. Yeah, that's fucking great. Keep fucking with her." So I wonder if she even thought like, "What the fuck is Kyoto doing?"
She even
So
like
Kyoto,
yells at you like yes, and she was like she got hot and started
Yeah,
yelling at you,
she
right?
was,
Yeah.
bro. She was breaking my eardrums. She was screaming so fucking loud. She was screaming. It was
Kyoto, you
great.
know what's funny, bro? We had what's his name? Sean
Sean
uh
Ross Sapp.
yeah, Sean Ross Sapp.
Oh,
He's a beat writer, journalist guy,
okay.
dirt sheet.
Right, right.
We had him on and he actually put that over, like he said, he goes, "It's one of my moments that's like
I know.
Oh yeah,
I
he
don't
talked about it
understand."
too. I forgot. We talked about to him about it too as well. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sometimes it's the silliest things you do on TV, and it's like it's the most memorable. It's like holy shit, like like okay, like at the time, you didn't think it was a big deal, right? But then
Right.
years later, people still think about that. I still get asked about that cash in, on top of definitely Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar with Seth Rollins and all that. But at
The
the
way he broke it down, Kyoto, he was like, "Are you sure? You know this is going to get you a world championship. Are you
right,
sure you want to? Are you sure you want to cash this in?"
right, right. I mean,
Well, I'm going to ask you again.
and
Are
that's
you sure?
and that's why I stepped away too quick. It's like you're with the manager at the side of the ropes for too long.
Yeah.
You're just standing there. You want to move around. You
Yeah.
want the manager to come in. You want to keep moving. And I'm just standing there. I'm thinking, all right, well, let me just walk over for a second and then come back to her, and just do. I just because I felt like I was standing too long in one position, and then just back and forth, and then fucking got over. I was like,
It did
Michael
get over.
Hayes
It's
loved
funny.
it. So he's like, keep selling it, fuck with her, fuck with her. He's like, that's fucking great,
No, that
because he
was in New
knows me.
Orleans after Mania, right? Was that in New Orleans
I
after
don't
Mania?
know. I don't know. I don't know where that one was. It was
Okay.
Hmm. So, Mike, I want to transition, and this is going to go to all of us, but I want us
okay.
to shorten our answers, okay? Not elongated, because we talked about the mistake that Charles made, brain fart, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Um, Mike, you've obviously had one.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy, you've obviously had one.
I've
Daniel,
had a
you've
moment
obviously had one.
or two.
So I want to ask you, start with you, Kyoto. What can you remember and talk about, as short as you can without elongating, because it's four of us, about a mistake you made and you were like, fuck.
When I first started, it was like those tag team matches, right?
Oh, I hated
one of
those
the
at first.
when yeah when
Oh,
like when I first started in the '80s, man, they were so adamant that if that baby face, fucking got to the heels are
yeah.
getting their heat, and you didn't cut that baby face off coming in the ring on a false tag or whatever,
Hmm.
fucking they would get hot. Shawn Michaels would get hot with the Rockers, when he was with Jannetty. The Bulldogs, the French Canadians, fucking Rougeau brothers.
Yes.
They and like, because, not so much Raymond, but Jacques was always, I just seen Jacques in England. It was great. He looked great. And Jacques took it so serious. He was like, you got to be there when that baby face can't touch me, you fucking, and the baby faces would get hot because they would look stupid, like it'd make them look stupid. That little shit like that, they would, you'd worry about. And especially your most worries was don't fuck up a finish, right? So that's what I tried not to do for most of my career. Fucking up a finish, I remember Shinsuke and R-Truth, it was for that. It was like a European title or something like that or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And Ronnie, like when I asked Ronnie though about the finish, he said, "Yeah, man, he's gonna roll me up twice or something." And first time I kick out, second time, he's whatever or something. And I'm like, okay. And then next thing you know, it was like I fucking counted. I counted Shinsuke, or he was gonna roll him up, and then fucking Shinsuke like kicked, and I counted 3-2, and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, Ronnie, you told me you're gonna roll him up twice. He was like, oh, I'm sorry, dog. It was supposed to be 3 times. My bad. And I'm like, and then Vince loved it though. Vince loved it. He fucking, no, let's just go with it. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. Fucking great. The referee made the call. It was close, but I knew Shinsuke kicked out, because I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like when I counted 3, I'm like looking, I'm like, what the fuck? And I felt stupid there, because it was kind of a flat finish, so yeah, just something like there. And I mean, I'm sure there's something in my career I know I fucked up somewhere. I've fucked up like on live events and house shows and stuff like that, in certain spots or something. And you're not supposed to see things and you just turn your fucking head right away, or you go to the manager, or you try to protect yourself. And that's one thing from learning, man. You got better and better, because the more you got buried, then the more and more you learned how to protect yourself, and you didn't depend on the boys.
Nice short answer, Chioda.
Oh, appreciate it.
Well, thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm kidding, Chioda. Totally kidding, buddy. Jimmy, what about you, bud?
Oh yeah, which time? Real quick, I'll give you one. I'll give you one. How's that? I'll give you, other than one 8-man tag match I did way back when. I could only give you the half of the participants. It was the Killer Bees, and they were teaming with Powers and Roma. Jimmy Powers and Paul.
Power and Glory.
Power and Glory, yeah. And they were against, well, the other side was like Kamala and all these. Anyways, it was an 8-man clusterfuck. And
wow.
I got my ass chewed out. But anyways, the one that I really screwed up on TV, though, it was Shelton Benjamin versus Edge. And Shelton was going up. Shelton was going over. And they went into the finish, and I had the brain fart. So I count 1, 2, and I yipped on the 3.
Oh no!
I pulled up, and Edge is looking up, and he goes, "That was the finish." And this was all in a split second. When I yipped on the 3, I grabbed my hand like it hurt. You know what I mean? I started selling my hand, and he's like, and everybody's looking at me like, "You all right? You all right?" And I said, "Yeah. I just felt that shooting, like something shooting in my thumb or something like that, because I've had this I've had a shoot operated on." So I get to the back, and Michael Hayes, "God damn it, Corderas, what the hell was that?" I said, "I don't know. I counted 2, and after 2, I felt the shooting pain in my hand." And I said, "You all right? Go to the trainer, get him to take a look at it." "All right." So yeah, I fibbed a little bit.
Nice,
but
Daniel.
That was just me. Just looking at Edge's face when he looked up, goes, "That was the finish."
Yeah, but I mean, there were so many times in my career where I've asked the boys, "Is this the finish?" Because sometimes that they've done something almost like the finish before.
Oh yes.
And I don't know if the boys really can, like if one wrestler really perfected that move, and sometimes it didn't look like a spine buster or something like this or
yeah. I've been there too.
Is this it?
Is this it? Is this it? This is it, right? Yep, this is it. Like as you're counting,
Yeah.
right? I mean, Just like
Yeah.
trying to tell him to kick on the false finish when he's trying to get real close false finishes. But
How about you, Daniel?
So yeah, so
Daniel, you haven't fucked up because I trained you. So anyway.
Well,
yeah,
technically,
did.
Earl trained him.
Earl trained.
Oh, here we go with this shit. Hey, you're in Canada now, motherfucker.
Hey, Earl redeemed himself, so we're good in Canada.
Yeah, go ahead and say that name.
he's on the Ontario side though.
Yeah, I'm in Ontario, right? I'm good. I'm not in Quebec. But no, it happened in my hometown. Brian, you were there.
Louisville.
In Louisville, Kentucky. It was the Motor City Machine Guns versus at the time the Bullet Club, which was Chris Bay and Jay White. And the finish was the Motor City Machine Guns going over with one of their finisher moves, but about a minute and a half left to go. They do a spot where they basically do a double team move on Chris Bay. Chris Bay's laying there because he's not kicking out because Jay White's supposed to break it. And I'm counting 1, 2. I go down and hit the 3, and Jay White was late on the break. So they ended up turning it into an angle because, well, first I got pulled in the back and the conversation was had, and I was like, he didn't make it. Like, you knew that wasn't the finish, and I know it wasn't the finish, but he didn't make it in time. He was late. So anyways, they ended up turning it into an angle out of it, a happy accident, but man, it was, and sure enough, the boys apologized to me later on after they realized I did the right thing, and and management put me over. So, but trust me though, in the moment I was scared to death because oh shit, I'm fucked. And Brian, you remember you grabbed me, this is we had something else we were working on. And you were like, "This is literally the worst time you could have done this." And I was like, "But they didn't kick out." He's like, "I know, but they think they did." And I was like, "All right." So,
gotcha.
You remember that, Brian?
I do remember that.
A young lady refs have a brain fart and on SmackDown not too long ago, just a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah. It was the she has 2 names.
Daphne.
2 names.
Daphne, yes, she did.
Okay.
Remember
I was watching it and I went, "Oh my god!"
Yes,
Like,
Jimmy, we covered it.
Mm-hmm.
It was the one where she went down for a falsie. It was actually the finish.
Oh.
And
What's his face got loopy?
yes,
He took who was
the knee,
it? Oh,
the
I
knee,
can't-
the knee
the
off
knee.
the knee
Yeah.
off the
Oh, my goodness.
moonsault gimmick. Hit him in the cheek or whatever.
The Faxium kid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nathan Frazier.
Yeah.
Mm,
Nope,
yes.
you're right, Kyoto. There was.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I was
So-
watching
so-
it and I went, "Oh my god!"
So my real quick, guys, I can make mine quick because it was actually really embarrassing. I was very green. I was working part-time. Kyoto, you were there actually. And I don't remember where we were at. It was somewhere on the East Coast because that's when I was just doing the East Coast runs. And it was the Dudleys and the Hardys. And they did a spot where I was supposed to turn my back and do something while they did the finish behind my back, which was a low blow, something, the Dudleys go over because they were the heels on the Hardys. Well, me being stupid, I was so scared of turning around. I took so long that they hit the finish. They laid there like idiots in the pin cover for the finish. Jack Lanza even comes out and says, "Turn around, you stupid motherfucker."
Oh,
And I'm like, oh shit, I turn around. Bubba is so mad. So they go into another finish and hit that one. And Bubba, the whole time I'm counting, is going, "You're a stupid fucking Hebner. You're never going to make it in this fucking business." And covers, and that's 1, 2, 3. And when I got to the back, you would have thought that if I didn't have, you would have thought that I would have never have come back. The abuse I got, like the words
Right.
back then that they can't do now,
Right.
was said to
Right.
me. My skin was crawling, bro.
I know.
It was horrible, and
Mhm.
it was so bad. I mean, I think my dad in this situation did kind of have to work a little bit for me because I looked like a complete total douchebag. I did.
When
Yeah.
Lanza used to come up to the ringside with that tie, Jimmy.
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
Remember
go
that, Brian?
fucking
He'd
yes.
be walking, he'd be
Fucking-
waving that
And he'd
tie.
come back. "Are you not giving a fucking boy their cues?" Because he wanted to end that arena like that.
Well,
right?
he was looking to go get some fur.
Well,
you know
well,
what I
that
mean?
happened to me at WrestleMania 4. That happened to me at WrestleMania 4 because I was doing one of the tournament matches was Jake Roberts against
Jersey,
Rick
huh?
Rude.
Oh shit.
And you know, that was when Yaten was giving the times. We didn't have the
Yeah.
earpieces back then.
Right.
And it was there were 15 minutes and it was a 15-minute draw.
Mhm.
And I blanked out and stopped looking for the cues from Yaten. And that's what happened. That's what happened. All of a sudden, they're looking at me like, "Is it time yet? Is it time yet?" And I went, "Oh shit!" And I turn around and I look at Yaten. He's jumping up and down with the pencil in his mouth. And I go, "Oh, yeah, go now. Go. I'm going to ring the bell now." And they just rang it and just said, "Fuck it." It's a draw anyway. So
Before we take it home, guys, I wanted to get your guys' thoughts just on the current wrestling referees. Mike, I know you do a lot of the trainings and seminars down there in Florida.
Yep.
What are your thoughts of, guys and gals that you're seeing coming in and just in general with the industry?
Extraordinary amount of young ladies come to the camp. I mean, all the way from Australia, Pittsburgh, here, there, everywhere. And it's just, I've never worked with more young ladies in my life in the whole professional wrestling business. It used to be Rita McLaughlin in the 80s for a short period of time. And then we started having some young, some girls come up in the professional business, and it's been phenomenal. I think Chris Sharp is going to he should be the next referee coming up to the big leagues, either SmackDown or Raw, and I think he should be one of the main event referees soon. He's
Agree with
got
that.
talent. So yeah, Chris Sharp, I think should be up
Mike,
there.
Mike, you know he's my cousin, right?
Is he really?
Yep,
No way.
absolutely.
Shoot.
Swear to God,
No shit. That's cool, man. Cool.
why
dude.
is this the
Real
first time
good.
I'm hearing this?
I didn't know you guys didn't know.
Oh,
Yeah, he's my
My
cousin.
name's not the Amazing Kreskin. You have
Is
to
he your
tell me these
cousin through
things.
marriage though? Like, right? He's not blood, right?
Yeah.
He's like marriage.
oh, okay.
He's my cousin because my dad's. Oh, how does it work?
That's that down shit south, down south.
Well, we all fuck each other. We all fuck each other. I mean,
They're all related down there.
Oh,
Man.
he's my cousin. He's my cousin.
hey, you know what? You know what? Chioda, Jersey sucks.
I live in Tampa, Florida.
Exactly.
Uh,
Oh, but yeah. I just to touch real quick because I know we need to get out of here. But I think the current product, honestly, if we were to break it down, in a way, is actually getting better because it was bad for a while. There are some that are still bad, okay, and they're not going to get better. But currently, I think with the things like Chioda's doing, even Daniel over there at TNA, he's passing what he's learned from Earl Hebner. Fuck you. Down to his crew and things like that. I think that what Mike, what you're doing is absolutely amazing because of the fact that that's what's lacking today, man. They're not getting trained properly.
Yeah.
And when you get trained by a referee, a legendary referee, that makes a difference. And not some wrestler that used to work. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, like, when you get feedback and you get your students like texting you, "Hey, Chioda, oh my God, guess what? I just took a spear and it fucking worked out great. It looked like he crushed me in half," like, because I was like, okay, what kind of bumps do you take on the road in the indies? They were like, "Oh, splash in the corner."
Right. Every one of them.
That's really it. I'm like, and every one of them, all these different states. I'm like, what? All right, we're going over spears. We're going over super kicks. We're going over this. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, if need to call upon, would you rather say I don't know how to do it, or yes, I do know how to do that? Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I'm, then they were hesitant and walking or running into the spear. I'm like, look, the one bump that you have to take and it may fucking hurt. You have to be there for that bump because these guys are taking 40 bumps for you tonight. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Go through this match. And you got to take one bump. Just fucking be there, man.
Yeah.
And let it look good because you'd rather make it look better than fucking bad and worse, and you'll never get used again.
You know what's funny, Chioda? When you just said that, I'm sorry. For the last 5 or 6 years of my career, I refused to take a splash. I would change it every time.
Right.
I wasn't going to take it anymore.
I hear you. That's just too old school. It doesn't knock you out if you need to be knocked out.
It hurt your chest. You get to win knocked out of you for a minute.
I think it was the first bump created in professional wrestling with the referees was the splash out of the corner.
Right.
You confused me because when you said splash, the squisher,
Squisher. You're right.
Because I took a splash from Val one time.
That's right. You're right. That's right. The splash.
Oh, he is
SummerSlam.
But the
squisher,
you're right. Absolutely right. Yep.
Yeah.
Chioda, thank you. Real quick, I want to give Chioda. We love you on here, dude.
Yeah, man, I love being on here, man. I have a lot of fun, guys. A lot of fun.
This
I would
Refin
love to have
Roundtable.
I would love to have you guys come down to the camp one day. I'll fly you in, or something like that. So
Yeah.
work something like that out, man, and it'd be great. We get about 15 to 20 students at a time.
That's awesome.
And it's
man.
great for the weekend, and some students are a one dayer. The returning students a lot that are local, they'll come back for one day. Some, and a lot of students are already coming back for 2 days, so I'd love them to get your opinions on stuff and everything. Like, there's a lot of guys that do show up to the camp and stuff here and there, and throw their inputs, that are working for the company here and there. So, I mean, it's nice, definitely to come out and visit the camp. I appreciate that.
Well, Mike, anytime you want to do this, man, I would love to have a Refin Roundtable again, man. I would think, if you were interested in maybe after a major pay-per-view, where we can all weigh in and we all watch, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
that sounds good.
yeah,
Like a watch along.
Yeah,
That'd
pretty
be
much.
great. Yeah,
Awesome, dude.
that. Those are good. Let's do it.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Well, thank you very much.
By the way,
Go
Mikey,
ahead.
if I end up coming down there to the camp, the missus will want to come. It's Florida, so
Yeah, no problem. I got you.
we'll teach her how to take a super kick.
Awesome. Chioda, thank you so
love
much,
it.
buddy. We love you,
All
man.
right. Yeah, I love you too, guys, man. Thanks for having me again. Really
Yes, sir.
appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Chioda.
Appreciate
Talk
you.